So Denise is the CEO and the principal psychologist of Haven Psychology Centre. Denise uses she, her pronouns and is a counselling psychologist and passionately believes that all people are created equal, regardless of their faith, ethnicity, gender diversity, sexual orientation or socioeconomic situation. Denise has created Haven Psychology based in Brisbane, as she wanted to assist people with complex mental health issues or those in marginalised and multiple marginalised communities in finding therapy to meet their distinctly unique needs in difficult community agencies. She's a Christian and tackles all the taboo topics with evidence-based research. She's a loud, proud LGBTQAP+ ally. She's a sex-positive, kink and poly-friendly clinician, as are her team at Haven. She has a special interest in complex mental health, such as complex and developmental trauma, psychosis, dissociative disorders, and personality vulnerabilities. And Denise's favourite ways to work include EMDR, internal family systems, ego state therapy, and narrative therapy. And Denise also particularly enjoys working with people who identify as LGBTIQAP+, and or who are faith aligned. When not working at Haven, Denise loves travelling and often is found near water, wineries and food. Lovely places to be, Denise. So I'm going to change this so I can change it over to Denise.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you can hear me. I am just so grateful to Chelsea and Gerda and the team at the Psych Professionals for allowing us this opportunity, especially on Are You OK Day. It's also World Suicide Prevention Day today, so this is a doubly poignant day, I guess, in terms of mental health professionals. I'm hearing the intro and going, geez, that's such a mouthful. I'm going to redo it so no one ever has to go through all of that again. So well done, Chelsea, on it. I am often found near water, and I'm just going to lift this up a little bit so you can actually see that I'm on the sunny coast. So the acknowledgement to country, we pause to reflect on the fact that we are meeting on custodial land and the oldest living civilization in the world. So here in Brisbane, it's a contested area, and we pay our respects to both the Yagara and the Turrbal people and their elders past, present and emerging, for they hold the hopes, dreams, traditions, cultures of Aboriginal Australia. We also acknowledge that it's never been ceded, always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Our acknowledgement to our elders, and we pay our respect to those amongst the LGBTIQAP+ emerging communities who have worked to support and improve the mental health and well-being of their peers, children, family, friends and country. We honour the elders in the diverse communities of which we are a part, and we celebrate in the extraordinary diversity of people's bodies, genders, sexualities and relationships that they present. This is my favourite quote. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we are, who we think we are supposed to be, and embrace who we actually are. It speaks to me about authenticity, transparency and truth. And that to me is just Haven. We ask at Haven for you to just be who you are when you walk through the door. It doesn't need to be who people are telling you that you actually are. It doesn't need to be anything but your truth. And your truth, your story is what we hope to assist you with. So sometimes we have really crappy backgrounds, sometimes we have really crappy life experiences, and we can help you change that narrative so that rather than needing to hear the story over and over and over in your head of I'm broken, I'm useless, I'm worthless, and all of those horrible untruths, we help you reframe that. We help you re-script that story so you're actually able to live your life with meaning and purpose once again. So Haven is probably mostly known in terms of working with our LGBTIQAP+ community, and gender is probably the one thing that we struggle with the most as a society. Gender is separate to sexuality, and we know that mostly it gets very, very confusing. So I'm not going to talk around gender and sexuality specifically. It's outside the scope and outside of the time frame we have. But here at Haven, we do understand, we get it, and we just want to help. So who do we help? Ideal clients, the people that we love helping, as Chelsea mentioned, are those with diversity. And at Haven, we believe that diversity is actually a natural spectrum across humanity. It's not around gender or sexuality specifically, it's around ethnicity, it's around financial, economic situations, it's around whether, you know, you're shy or not. It's around whether you're an introvert, an extrovert. It's around whether you have neurodivergence or maybe you're neurotypical. So I've got these slides and they're just mostly to distribute. So I'm not going to talk through each of the slides. So Sharon, I'm happy for you to go to the next slide. Thanks. There is some content warning here. So whatever strategies you might use, put your shields up and just protect yourself. So suicide attempts in our diverse community, so this is specifically our LGBTIQAP+ community in comparison to our general population. And when we look at trans people, so trans, transgender and non-binary young people, they're actually 11 times more likely to attempt suicide than the general population. And the general population is already way too high. And I bring these statistics in because it is also World Suicide Prevention Day. These are scary statistics, and this is why the "Are you okay" conversation needs to be a continual conversation. It's an everyday conversation with the people that matter to you. Next slide, Sharon, thanks. So here we're talking about self-harm, and these are actually the most recent research done by the National LGBTI Health Alliance. People self-harm for a variety of reasons, and it doesn't always indicate that they're attempting suicide. So again, when compared to the cis heteronormative, the general population, the statistics are way too high. Way too high for the general population and way too high for our most vulnerable people. In addition to working with the LGBTIQAP+ community, we also work with more marginalised people, and that's probably another area that Haven is best known for. So people with dissociative disorders, people with dissociative identity disorder, which used to be called multiple personality disorder, has also been known as split personality disorder, people who vague out, who daydream a lot, people who don't really feel connected to their bodies, people who lose the context between space and time. These are all actually everyday occurrences. Daydreaming is a dissociative experience, yet we all daydream. Working from home or school and then just somehow arriving at home, not knowing how you got there, that's a really common experience. Muscle memory comes into play, and we just hope sometimes that we didn't run a red light or worse. These are things that we need to be aware of when we are talking to people, when we are asking. So this is a little shield that says the stats are over. So when we're talking with our people around how to help, what do? You can just come and have a chat. Sharon, I'm going to ask if we can just pause on this one. Thank you. So we can have a chat. We can go to the GP. We can ask to speak to somebody, whether it's a neighbour, a friend. What would be better is knowing how. How do we do that? And this is in the knowing your story, knowing who you are and what matters to you. For those of you who are noticing that people aren't doing as well as what they previously were, here are some tips. So our do's. My go-to would be, what do you need from me right now? Because there's a lot of, and don't say it as matter-of-factly as that, obviously, but sometimes that's actually a really appropriate way. Sometimes, you know, what can I do to help you right now? Let's go for a walk. Let's, you know, immerse ourselves at the beach. Let's do this, let's do that. So distracting from the moment. Sometimes it's around some sensory experiences. And when I've got talking here, making sure that all of us have different circles of people that we can talk to. So the people that you know when you're really, really struggling and you want to work through somebody, they're your go-to people. For when you're really struggling but you don't want to focus on the problem, you just want to, you know, it's been too much already in your head and you want to actually get it out of your head. There's another circle of people that you could potentially talk to, and it might be that you're actually a little bit more connected with them, and you do want to know about their lives and their families and their studies and their work and things like that. So it's getting you out of that space in your head, but still connecting you with somebody else. And there's another circle of friends that I encourage most people to have, and that's people who, it's almost that next layer of friendship. So not necessarily who know your deep truths and your deep and darks and all of those sorts of things, but it's people to hang out with, go shopping with, and just talking about, hey, you know, let's catch up and let's do this. And really, I don't want to say shallow and superficial, but that's what's coming to my mind. But you know what I mean? It's, you know, things that aren't, you know, sort of soul tugging or heart tugging, just everyday chats, parenting, schooling, that sort of thing. There is a Beyond Now app, which has been created by Beyond Blue. I'm just checking the time. And that is specifically a safety plan for when you are feeling that next level of hurt, when you're feeling that next level of hopelessness or helplessness. And I encourage you to actually download that app. It's available for across all of the telephone systems. And your GPs, your mental health clinicians, they should actually have a paper version of that. And if not, you can Google the Stanley Brand template for a safety plan. It's about knowing before you get to that level. So what I started out talking about, before you actually get to, I'm feeling really lost, I'm feeling that I'm particularly in a deeper level of down. It may be that my depression, my anxiety, my stress is so overwhelming, I can't even think clearly. So having the steps going, oh, so for me, I'll give an example of me. I know that when I'm hearing, no one ever helps me around the house, I'm always the one who has to cook. No one wants to be around me. I don't want to be around me. So when I'm hearing that in my voice, when I'm hearing myself speaking it, when I'm seeing my teenagers roll their eyes at me, I know that I've gotten to that next level of I'm not doing okay and I need to step up my self-care. Hence, here we are at the sunny coast, because I heard those a few times last week. Calling your emergency services. So here in Australia, 000. I do want to mention Q-Life. So Q-Life has, it's similar to Lifeline, except they're not 24/7, but the beauty of Q-Life is it's specifically for our queer and rainbow community. 1800 184 527. They are open 3 to midnight every day. And they also do a web chat, because we know that for some people, speaking out loud, especially if you are in areas where you have restrictions due to COVID, speaking out loud may not be a safe option for you. Walls might be thin. Maybe you're not out. They have a text option. So you can still maintain who you are, the privacy and the confidentiality around that. So here are our do's, and I don't think they're anything really aha moments, life-changing moments, but being an active or a passive ally may not be a common thing, so I'll talk about that a little bit more. So an active ally is somebody who goes to pride festivals, who are actively saying, hey, that's not okay to speak to my friend like that. It's waving your flags. And the passive, thanks Sharon, so the passive one might be acknowledging the days on your social media pages. It might be saying to your friends, I'm okay, and not actively participating in awareness days or actively participating in pride and things like that. Both work. You be you. Thanks Sharon. The tips or don'ts. Don't make assumptions about someone's gender or sexuality. You can't tell. Gaydar isn't necessarily a thing. I know lots of people believe that they have gaydar. Please don't assume. You're going to cause so much offence, and even though you may not be meaning to, it is still really hurtful, as we saw by those statistics a few slides ago. Be open to learning. Don't close your minds. That's probably the biggest thing for me is at Haven, we will celebrate who you are as you grow, as you discover. So don't feel boxed in by people. Don't box other people in. Be patient, be respectful. be mindful and don't give out compliments, because just don't. It's not helpful, no matter your intention. That's probably the end of my bits. I hope you are okay. So here's just a pictorial version. So Wear It Purple Day has just been recent. It's on the 28th of August, and that celebrates our LGBTIQAP+ youth. And I can see Chelsea, and she's going to boot me off. So I wish you all the very best.
You're good. This is fantastic. Thank you.
And be you. Be loved and be celebrated.